We are at video number 0015. Unselfish work, a mind purifier. A student is asking a question. I try to improve myself every day. I fix one weakness and another appears. I try to bring peace to my mind, but new worries take its place. It feels endless, like I'm fighting against my own nature. Why is it so hard to be calm and pure inside? The Guru replies, you remind me of a little story. Imagine a boy playing with his dog, whose tail is tightly curled. The boy wants it straight, so he carefully pulls it out and holds it for a while. But the moment he lets go, it curls up again. He pulls it again. It straightens for a moment, then curls once more. Life is like that dog's tail. You straighten one part and another curls. You fix one problem and another appears. You try to control outer life, but your inner restlessness brings it all back again. The student is asking another question. Then, is peace impossible? Are we meant to always struggle with our restless mind and life's problems? The Guru replies, not impossible, only misplaced. You see, most people try to straighten the tail of life from the outside. They want to change the world before changing themselves. They want outer peace without inner purification. But true peace does not come from controlling life's outer shape. It comes from purifying the mind, from working without selfishness, as the Bhagavad Gītā teaches. The student is asking another question. Working without selfishness? You mean not wanting rewards? The Guru replies, exactly. The Gita calls this Karma Yoga, the yoga of unselfish action. It means doing your duty with full heart and sincerity, but without clinging to the results. You act because it is right, not because you want praise or gain. When the heart is free from selfish desire, the mind becomes still, pure, and peaceful. Then life's problems lose their power over you. Just as the dog's tail no longer bothers the boy once he learns to accept its nature. The student is asking another question. But how can one reach such purity? The world constantly pulls us into desire, anger, and fear? The Guru replies, that is a true question, and every seeker must face it. Let me tell you about Mahatma Gandhi, one who lived the Gita's message every day. Gandhi faced great cruelty and injustice. The rulers oppressed his people, and he bore the pain of their suffering. Yet he chose ahimsa, non-violence, not out of weakness, but out of spiritual strength. Every morning and evening at his ashram in Sevagram, Gandhi gathered his followers for prayer. They read a verse from the Bhagavad Gītā, then sat silently in meditation. Those who attended said that Gandhi's face would first show deep sorrow, the pain of his nation's wounds. But after his quiet meditation, his expression changed. His face glowed with peace, compassion, and love. The heaviness melted away, replaced by serenity. The student is asking another question. So, the Gita helped him transform pain into peace. The Guru replies, yes, the Gita was not just a book to him, it was his living teacher. When he meditated on its verses, his mind connected with what he called the divine source, the eternal presence that lives in all beings. From that connection, he drew infinite strength, infinite patience, and infinite love. That is why he could face the British Empire without hatred. His power came not from anger, but from purity of heart. A student is asking another question. How does unselfish work purify the mind? Can action really clean our thoughts? The Guru replies, indeed it can. Every action we perform leaves an impression on the mind. When we act with selfish motives, wanting fame, money, or pleasure, the mind becomes restless and heavy, like a pond stirred by stones. But when we act selflessly for the welfare of others or for the sake of duty, the mind becomes calm and clear, like a still pond reflecting the moon. This is the meaning of purification. It is not about washing the body or performing rituals. It is about cleansing the heart of ego and desire. When you work with the attitude, let me serve, not be served, you begin to see God in everyone. Slowly, the mind's impurities dissolve and peace arises naturally. The student is asking another question. But isn't it natural to desire results? If I work, I want success. If I serve, I hope for appreciation. Guru replies, that is human, and the Gita does not deny your nature. It refines it. You are not told to suppress desire. You are guided to transform it. Instead of craving success for yourself, desire the welfare of all. Instead of working for praise, work for the joy of doing right. Instead of attachment to results, offer the fruit of your labor to the divine, saying, this is yours, not mine. This attitude turns ordinary work into spiritual practice. Cooking becomes prayer, teaching becomes worship. Even sweeping the floor becomes meditation when done in the spirit of selfless service. The student is asking another question. So, selfless work connects us to God. The Guru replies, yes, when you serve without selfishness, you align with the universal flow of divine energy. You stop being a separate I and become an instrument of the greater will. That union of human effort with divine intention is yoga. The Gita says, he who works in unselfishness, whose mind is purified, who is free from attachment, attains peace. A student is asking another question. Is this why Gandhi seemed so fearless, even when facing danger? The Guru replies, yes, indeed, because he had surrendered his ego. When a person knows they are only an instrument of the divine, fear disappears. Gandhi once said, when I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love has always won. Gandhi once said, when I despair, I remember that all through history, the way of truth and love has always won. Such conviction arises not from logic, but from direct inner experience, born of meditation, service, and surrender. He was calm because his heart was anchored in the infinite. He was strong because he no longer worked for himself but for truth itself. That is the power of unselfish work. It frees the mind from fear and fills it with divine courage. A student is asking another question. Can an ordinary person like me live this way? I'm not Gandhi or a saint. The Guru replies, divinity is not reserved for saints. It shines in every heart. You need not lead a nation to live the Gita's message. Begin where you are. When you help a friend without expecting thanks, that is karma yoga. When you do your duty honestly, even in small things, that is purification. When you smile instead of complain, when you forgive instead of hate, these are the first steps toward the divine. Each unselfish act polishes the mirror of your mind until one day you will see your own divine light reflected within. A student is asking another question. What happens when the mind is fully purified? The Guru replies, when the mind is pure, it becomes still like a clear lake. In that stillness, you behold the reflection of the Supreme Self, the true I, beyond body and mind. Then all fear, anger, and sorrow vanish. You realize that you were never separate from the divine. You are not the doer, you are a witness and channel of infinite love. This is liberation, not an escape from life, but freedom within life. A student is asking another question. Thank you. I understand now. To find peace, I must act without selfishness, meditate on the divine, and dedicate every action to a higher purpose. The Guru replies, yes, remember, you cannot straighten every tail in life, but you can purify the mind that tries to do so. Work in love, live in surrender, and your life will shine like Gandhi's with calmness, courage, and compassion. That is the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. That is the path to unshakable peace. Now, here is the final teaching for you. Unselfish work purifies the mind. A purified mind reflects the divine. And in that reflection, you find your true self, eternal, peaceful, and free. Unselfish work purifies the mind. A purified mind reflects the divine. And in that reflection, you find your true self, eternal, peaceful, and free. Hari Om.